Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay. Hey everybody. I can. Hey everybody. It's the middle of the day. Happy Sunday.
Happy
Yes, happy
Sunday.
Sunday. I just want to get y'all happy before I tell y'all that. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing, but I'm not playing. I'm playing, but I'm not playing.
Yes,
So
dear.
disclaimer. So I want to give like a little disclaimer first before I do this podcast. Okay, first of all, please do not mind the fact that I look tired because I am. I am exhausted. I've been kind of like up and down since Thursday um with sleep. Um I don't know why I signed up for a class, y'all, with already the thousand things that I do. But I did sign up for this class that's gonna better me and better what I do. So, but I signed up for this class and the class is 6 to 10. I get off work at 4:30. So plus I be having to take my boys to football, I mean basketball and all that kind of stuff. Have to be a parent, I don't know, a parent, I gotta be a parent. I don't know who thought of that thing, but that was crazy. They should have. I don't know. I don't know. So, but disclaimer, I'm gonna give a disclaimer for this podcast because I don't want a lot of times when I do podcasts, people always like, you talking to me, you saying something about me. I completely don't. And I realize that the football game is on, and that is why I'm doing this too. Because the football game is on. So the majority of you are probably going to be distracted right now. And I'm okay with that. But later on, you'll see all
You
the
gonna
little
see?
clips here and there about it. So the disclaimer is this. The disclaimer is the fact that when I first started this podcast way back in 2015, I decided I needed to have like some kind of outlet. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed a way to get stuff off of my chest because I'm not really a person that has a lot of people that I particularly have conversation with about like personal things because I don't believe in dumping trash on people. And I realize that people go through things, but I'm just not a person that always um believes in dumping trash on people. So that's my disclaimer for today's podcast. And as y'all can see, I named this podcast Understanding the World Today because I'm confused. Okay. So I invited my friend with me so that I would not be up here just ranting by myself. Somebody could rant with me a little bit. But I do need to get some things. I got to turn this light on a little bit. I do want to get some things off of my chest as far as like the world go. Like I want to have a real conversation. I want to have a very real, transparent conversation with the world because I want to know what's happening. Like I want to know what's happening. Like what's the thought patterns of different things that's going on that's very frustrating. So I'll tell y'all something that has recently been frustrating me. Where do we get this thought of I don't need anybody? Did y'all see how Yoli looked? Yoli was like, "What?" Because she thought y'all was finna tell her, so she came closer. But where did we get this from? Like, when did this formulate? Like, I'm trying to go back, and I'm honestly been trying to go back and look. Like I've been trying to go back and look at when did this thing I went so far back, y'all. Look, this is how like I want to know so much. I went back today, yesterday, day before yesterday. I looked up the word independent, and I looked up what the word independent is. And you know what? I'm not gonna even try to. Yoli gonna come back. I'm not gonna even try to recite it for you. I'm going to Siri. What's the definition of independent? I'm gonna go to Siri. I'm gonna go to Siri so Siri can give me the definition of independent. Oh, here come Yoli.
No.
Oh, okay. Was she back? Okay, so I was asking Siri, I was like, Siri, tell me what the definition of independent. So I'm gonna read it to you. If one thing or a person is independent, they are separated, not connected to the first one, is not affected or influenced by the second one. That completely did not make sense. So I was like, Siri, what is you talking about? Give me the real definition of independent. So I'm looking up um the definition. What is the definition of independent?
Someone who can sustain for themselves, someone who can manage for themselves.
Okay. And and you know what? Yoli is not wrong. She definitely is not wrong. But I'm gonna read y'all what the definition of independence is. It means free from outside control, not depending on other authority, another authority. So in that whole definition, and I was searching like dictionary after dictionary because I wanted to see where independence said that you don't need help. I literally wanted to see that. But this thing right here don't even say that excuse me, excuse me 1 second.
You crying?
Y'all know this is a real live
Oh,
podcast because I had to get up and open the door for maintenance and everything. Nobody's in there, Chris. You can go in. So this is a real live podcast, y'all. Y'all can get a live raw and uncut. So as I'm looking up the word independent, it says free from control. Nowhere in there does it say that, you don't need help. Independent. Okay. Not depending on another's authority. So you're not dependent on the authority of someone else. So which means still you're not controlled. So the word independent is just mean a person who's not controlled.
pretty
It doesn't
much.
mean that you don't need help. So where in this world did we get this from that we can do everything on our own? Like I think I'm getting more frustrated with people saying I don't need a BITCH for this and I don't need a NIGGA for this or I don't need a this and I don't need a that. What? What? I need all that. I literally need all that. I think that I've come to the age or I've come to the realization that you need other people. Like you just need other people no matter what you try to say you don't. Maybe say like I don't need negative people, but I need we still see Yoli. I need positive people or I need people that will support me or people that will help me or people that will understand me or people who are not going to be controlling to me. Maybe that's a better um maybe that's a better way to say that I need people. You know what I'm saying? Like I need people. But when it really comes down to it, everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebodies. Somebodies. I'm not going to even say just one person because you need somebodies. You know what I'm saying? In order to accomplish whatever goals you have in life, whatever it is, y'all have to excuse that background noise, but I had to get my shower fixed. But to accomplish whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life or need to accomplish in life. So recently I went through this thing with and not even went through I had a conversation with a few people and I had a conversation with a few people who were kind of like they don't need anybody. They don't need this and they don't need that and da, 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 da. And listening to them, I felt a little heartbroken. And I felt a little heartbroken that people think that they could survive and sustain in this world all by themselves. Even with me being a loner and a person who doesn't talk that much, I know that I need somebody. I know that sometimes I have to call Yoli and ask her for help, and sometimes I have to call somebody else and ask for help. Sometimes I want to call my mama and ask her for help.
Right.
It doesn't matter, like it doesn't matter. And I was talking to Yoli yesterday, not yesterday, earlier. I was having this conversation with Yoli because Yoli is my person I can vent to. And she won't say nothing. She'll be like, you know what, friend? You so right. And you know what, friend? You gotta tell them, friend. And friend, you a good she Yoli Yoli is my person I can vent to. And she just gonna be like, okay. She's like, well, what did you tell me about doing, so I was having this conversation with Yoli and I was telling her I felt this I felt I felt pain. I felt pain because recently with a couple of different people I had asked them, they needed help with stuff. And with my sincere heart, I offered help. I offered support. I offered whatever it was that they needed. Even though a lot of times I don't have time to do stuff, but sometimes I can break away and help you do a little something. Like I could literally do that. And so I offered help to these people. And it's not people that I would normally offer help to. Like it's not people that I would normally offer help to. And some of them are people that I would normally offer help to. But because of the mindset of I don't need people or I don't need help, or because of that mindset, they said, no, I don't need your help. And I was okay with that. That wasn't my issue. Hey, oh, girl, Pop got us a weed eater and a blower. We got to go get it from Ocala. I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, Pop.
Hey, see, I can't see nothing.
Oh, you can't see the thing. So anyway, I offered people help and they turned it down. But y'all, at what space did we come into that when you offer help to someone and they turn it down, and then when they realize that they need your help, they are rude, they are disrespectful. Like at what space did we come, like where did this come from? And so because I'm a rational person, I like to think through stuff. So in my mind, and this is what I was telling Yoli, in my mind, I said maybe it's possible that they thought I was going to say something like, I told you so. Like I told you was going to need me or something to that nature. I don't know, because I'm hearing that that's what a lot of people do. But this is where good judgment has to come in.
Oh,
This is where good judgment has to come in. You have to know your people, and you have to
what?
know the people that are around you. And the only way for you to know your people, hey Everett, happy birthday. It's my brother's birthday, y'all. Y'all say happy
Happy
birthday to
birthday.
my brother. In order for you to know your people, you have to be around your people and you have to pay attention to them and you have to listen, but you also have to look at the things that they're doing because actions speak louder than words. So I was crying to Yoli. I ain't gonna even tell y'all no story. I was crying. Like I was crying because I was hurt. And I said, Yoli, I'm a very sincere person and I can't understand in my mind why someone think that just because they turned down my help and they turned down my help in a negative way. What right? Why would they think that I would come back to them with negativity instead of just helping? Because what I do is realize that people are damaged and you can't control that. That doesn't mean that you have to be a doormat for them. But at the same time, sometimes you just be like, okay, I'm going to help you. But later on, we're going to have a good conversation about this. You know what I'm saying? Because I want you to know, like, I want to support you and I want to help you and I want to see you grow. I don't know about other people. I can only talk about me. But if I
Right.
tell you that I'm sincere, I'm sincere. If I tell you that I love you and I'm going to support you and I got your back, that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter the time, it doesn't matter the day or the hour. If I got, I don't know, it could be, for example, a few weeks ago, Yoli said she was hungry. I said I was hungry. Guess what I did? I went and got me and Yoli a tray and we split it. And we split it. And we was full because I know both of us don't eat that much food. So
Oh,
I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna get this for me and Yoli. I'm gonna get us a side, and this is what we gonna eat. So you have to learn your people. But when you go and ask somebody for help and you say no, don't be mean because now you need help. And like I
right.
said, I realized that people are damaged and people, other people are damaging people. But know the people that you are entertaining. Like know them, know them. Yoli, what you got to say about this subject? Y'all, Yoli crazy, y'all.
I just want to know when we're gonna start being accountable and stop blaming everybody else for something that we cause ourselves.
Mm.
Or
Mm.
yes, you said you helped me, and I told you I didn't need your help. So when are we gonna let the pride and the ego go? Because we know we need your help.
That thing almost that made me cry. You know what I'm like? That made me teary eyed because I don't know where we come from in this world where we don't want help, like where we don't want support. And I realize like people are much more, and I don't want to say much more because there's always been evil people in the world. That has always been a true thing. Like evil people exist in this world, but at the same time, there are good people in this world too. And you cannot, just because you had a bad situation in your life, you can't judge every situation by that. Being
That is true.
accountable being accountable, I think accountability is another word that people need to look up so that they fully understand what it means.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to understand what words mean that you say. We grow up with a language, of course, but do we grow up using that language properly? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think
I do
so.
not think.
I mean, like with Google and Siri and AI and all that stuff, look those words up because everybody running around this thing talking about they independent and they don't need nobody, but nowhere in that definition does it say that you don't need anybody. It
That's
just
right.
says that you are free, that you are free. And there's nothing wrong with freedom, but freedom doesn't mean that you don't need support or you don't need help or like it doesn't mean what people think it mean. And so that's where the confusion comes in. Yoli mentioned like letting go of your ego. I talked about ego before in one of my podcasts. I can't remember, but if I remember, I'll try to post it with this one. But I did talk about the good ego and the bad ego. So I talked about the good ego and the bad ego because a lot of times people think that protecting their self is a good ego, but it depends on how you're protecting yourself. Like it depends on how you're protecting yourself because you could be protecting yourself and damaging someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're using that ego to protect yourself, make sure it's not damaging to someone else. Setting boundaries is part of your good ego. I'm setting up boundaries for myself, and these are my boundaries. But downing someone because you think they're going to start downing you, so you trying to beat them mad, so you trying to protect yourself, that's a bad ego.
That's very bad.
That's a bad ego. Yoli doing hell, y'all. I done made her get on the podcast with me. But that's a bad ego. So you have to monitor accountability. People can be accountable, they just don't want to.
When
I've
did
come
that
to
stop?
I don't know.
Mhm.
I think that a lot of stuff stopped with social media. When people could be anywhere, anyone they wanted to be on social media, they no longer had to be accountable for the oh my God. Y'all know what I'm gonna get off. Okay, because I'm talking too much. Because I know when I get to talking too much, because Yoli look at me like, okay. But
That's a
I
whole
think it
nother
started with
topic.
social media. When social media came along, now you could be anybody you want to be and you don't have to be accountable for who you really are. And that's strange. That is strange because when
But you
you
know,
turn
there's
it,
this thing called real life
oh, they got that? Where they got that at? Publix or Walmart? I'm just saying.
in real life. In
Okay.
real life.
There there is. But if you can't be real in
Yep.
real life, you won't be accountable. If you cannot be real in real life, you're not going to be accountable.
No,
And
you're
what I
not.
mean by being real in real life, like if I'm offering you, I'm gonna mute you for a second, Yoli.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know I'm crazy because I muted myself. If I'm offering you support or I'm offering you help or I'm offering you some kind of gesture and you can't be real and say, I really do need help, you're not living in reality. You are not living in reality. If someone, if you know that you want to be in a relationship, but because you scared of being hurt, you go around talking about, I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm just finna do what I want to do. You're not being real. You're not being real. Like we have to get to the point to where we start being real about like who we are and what it is that we need and like just be real. And people so afraid of what others are going to say about them and what they're going to feel about them and what they're going to think about them. But who cares? Like who cares? I will hear 1,000 people say, I need real people in my life. I need real people in my life. I need real people in my life. I need unmute yourself, Yoli, because you muted. She gone again. She'll come back. But I need real people in my life. People will say that, but then they will want to be fake. So how can you, because everything is energy. If everything is energy, how can you attract real if you're not going to be real? It's impossible. It's impossible to do that. It's just impossible. I don't care how you chalk it up. It's impossible to attract the things in your life if you're not going to start with yourself. Before I get up here and I do a podcast and I'm studying or I'm praying about it before I get up here and say something, I'm the first one being dealt with. I'm the first one being dealt with. People might say I'm mean. They say I'm mean because I'm straightforward and I'm to the point. And I'm not doing things to hurt people's feelings. But if I don't be real with you, then how can I say I love you or I care about you? Or like I can't do that. But like I said, I think it started with social media. When social media got popping, now everybody can be somebody who they not. People can wake up in the morning, they can put on 16 gold chains and be sleeping in their car or sleeping outside, put on a nice shirt and do a video and Yoli crazy, y'all. And they can get up here on the internet and pretend to be somebody that they're not. Somebody could put on some lashes, they can go get that lace out the trunk of the car and they could be sleeping or being abused or whatever. You could do that. So now when you have real relationships, you deter them, you tear those people down, or you disrespect those people because you have no clue what it is to be real. And then
Nah,
you turn around and say, well, I want good people in my life. But you got to be accountable for who you are. You got to be accountable for the energy that you're putting in the world or you're putting into your friendships or into your kids or anything, whatever you're doing. Yesterday we did an event cultivating the father and daughter relationship. We did that event yesterday. It was powerful. I mean, everybody was in there crying. Like
it was. It
everybody
was.
was crying. It was a
Yeah.
real healing moment. It was a real healing. I mean, people left crying. They were still crying when they was walking out the door. You know what I'm saying? So I know that, like I know that God was dealing with them. I know that there was some healing that took place in that place. And we didn't have like hundreds and hundreds of people there. We had a few people there, which was good because who was supposed to be there was there. But in
Right.
there, we were talking about the relationships between fathers and daughters. And I've been on this rant lately with Yoli, been telling Yoli all my little rant about um, people keeping kids from other parents. This is strange, y'all. Like literally. If that parent
I need your
is
glasses. Hold
not
on one second.
if that parent is not going to harm that child, what is the purpose of not allowing the other parent to see the child? What is the purpose of the parent who has the child controlling the relationship of the child and the other parent? I really want somebody to tell me that. Like I'm so interested to know what is the purpose. I have two children and I'm not I have two children and I have two children's fathers. One of my children's fathers, which is my older son, I'm so grateful for him because he does for both of the children. He does. He's been a stand up man from the beginning in both of their lives. And not that the other father is not allowed to see his child. That's not the case. He has a choice. He knows where he is. He knows his phone number. He knows whatever, and the door has always been open. Because why are we keeping children from parents? Why? I don't know about y'all, but I like to hang out. So I'm not keeping no child from no parent. But at some point, we have to stop. Like we have
Hmm.
to stop this keeping kids from parents, especially like it's normally the fathers, but I know some mothers whose fathers keep them away from the kids.
Yes.
We have to stop. Like I think y'all be watching too many music videos and stuff, and y'all be creating these dramas that is like ridiculous.
And then
Co-parenting. Oh, go ahead, Yoli.
and then we have the ones that just don't want to do it at all and expect somebody else to do it.
Right.
Mothers expect the men to raise daughters, and women expect the men to raise like it. It don't. It don't work like that.
Like where did this thought pattern come from? Because what it is manipulation and control.
Yeah.
You manipulating and you controlling the other parent with the child for real, but you're hurting the child.
The
But
whole
you're hurting
time.
you're hurting the child. So you around here talking about I love my child, I'll do anything for my child. It's ride or die about my child. I'll drown a fish about my child. No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you
You are
won't.
drowning. Did you the one doing the drowning?
Like, no, you won't. No, you won't. Because in the space that you start loving your child correctly, then you will allow your child to be with that other parent. You will know that it takes two. You will know that it's good to have love, all around love. Just because you don't like that other parent. I was married for 16 years. When I got divorced, I didn't like my ex-husband for probably about 10 years. I didn't want to be his friend. I'm not your friend. But we still gonna co-parent. We still gonna
Hmm.
co-parent because it's not about you and I. It's about the kids.
Yeah.
It's about them having the best quality of life that they can have. It's about them having two parents. It's about, like it's about showing up to graduations and showing up to
Mhm.
I don't know, dinners and birthdays and all kind of stuff. It's about showing up together and showing them that we are a unit.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that we have to talk about sex or we have to talk about our old relationship, because it's none of that.
It's none of
Let's
that.
talk about these kids and talk about how they could be productive in this community, and like what are some goals and dreams and some aspirations that we can set in them. Let's talk about, like a mom might be a little bit more lenient than the dad, whereas like for me, my ex-husband, he's very protective. I'm not. I be telling my kids like, y'all better go have fun. If they fall, I'm right there. I'm there to pick them up, but I feel like they have to learn as many lessons in life, with me. Whereas he want to protect them from everything. Well, that's okay. That's just who he is. I'm cool with that. But listen, when they over here, they finna hang out. No, I'm just playing.
Straight up.
They finna do it. Like they finna cook some meals. They finna clean up. I'm gonna let them go ahead and walk to the wreck. I'm just gonna pray while they walking up there, because anything can happen at any point. But they have to know how to do it for themselves. They have to
Yeah.
be able to venture out into the world, and let's have a conversation about what happened, what you did, where'd you go, what did you see, what was your friends doing, did you get involved? But when do we decide that we want to be a unit? So I'm kind of like frustrated with the fact that these parents keeping kids from parents, and you mad because he with somebody else, or you mad because she with somebody else. I'm tired of like seeing on the internet people are like hurting these kids, the step parents, because you so worried about what the other parent doing that you not focused on the person that you in the house with.
Right.
You're not
Well,
even
really, it's all about
focusing.
the kid. It's all about the
Right,
kid. It ain't even
right.
about you.
I've seen in the last couple of weeks, I've seen 5 little kids lose their lives. And the dads get up there and say, well, she was keeping me from the baby, so I couldn't see the baby. But I left them with the stepdad. You did what?
You did what?
When you could have took that child to their dad, and that child would have been still here.
Mm-hmm.
This is weird, y'all. Like this is weird. This is weird behavior. It's weird behavior to be going back and forth like with kids. No matter the situation, no matter what, if a parent is a good parent, then they need to be with that other parent. They need to be able to see that other parent. They need to be
Right.
involved in what's going on with that other parent. They need to know their family. I was talking to an older woman today, and she was telling me the importance of um, children knowing the other side of their family, being
Right.
involved with them. Like, why is that not important anymore? What's more important is who he dating and who he talking to. But you leaving your child, you leaving your daughter with your boyfriend, and you don't know nothing about him. You ain't really did a search on him. He just cute,
Nope.
and he
Got a little
throwing that D.
hair.
Right, he throwing that D. But then something
Yep.
happened to your child. Now it's the daddy fault. Cause why wasn't you helping me? Helping you? Wait, hold on. The dads do it too. Stop.
Yep.
Stop. Relationships with parents are important. Every parent provide. Why would God give you two parents and you can only be with one? This ain't adding up. I don't even understand how it adds up for anybody else that's keeping. I know this like the unpopular thing, but I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing little kids get hurt and missing, and they step parents doing stuff to them because you keeping them from the other parent when you don't even know the person who you laying next to every night.
Kids are suffering. Real
If
deal
you
suffering.
and if you tired of that baby and you spanking and choking and kicking and hurting that baby, instead of just saying, "Let me take you over here to your daddy." Because I'm gonna tell y'all, I remember when my ex-husband used to be like, "Oh, I can't get the kids." I'll be mad, like, you can't do what? Like, why you can't get these kids? He like, "Oh, I gotta work." I'm looking at him like, "Boy, hey, you better figure this out. Cause somebody got to get these kids."
Right.
No matter who he was with, no matter what he was doing, it didn't matter. That part didn't matter. What mattered is my kids, and that really matter. When I say I'm riding for mine, I'm gonna ride for mine in every aspect of life. And if you love your kids, that's what you're gonna do in every aspect of life. To listen
Regardless of
to
what
some,
age.
regardless of what age, to listen to some of the stories and some of the things that we talked about yesterday, it was just amazing. It was amazing, but it was also like wow, why are we doing this? So if you one of them parents who keeping your child from the other parent, ask yourself why you doing that. If you one of those controlling people, manipulating people, like be real with yourself. Because if you controlling the relationship between your child and the other parent, that's manipulation, it's control. Because every time that parent call you and say, "Hey, can I get," why they gotta say that? Why don't y'all just set up a time schedule? And if it's something extra within the time schedule that need to be done or want to be done, then just communicate that. But at the same time, other parent, don't be with that happy go lucky stuff until y'all learn how to co parent. Until that other parent learns how to
Right.
co parent with you properly, don't be with that giving in to that manipulation and that control and all of that crazy stuff. Okay, I can't get the child right. I'll talk to you later. I'm tired of hearing stories where men and women are going to jail because they getting into it with the other parent because they trying to fight. You can't control that person. That's just who they are. So now you got two negatives trying to control each other. I'm trying
Yeah.
to control you to get my child, and I'm trying to control you that so that you don't have my child around no other woman or no other man or this and the other, blah 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 blah. That's old. People want to hang out and enjoy life. Get them cheering off. Let them churn go.
Right. Let them children go stay with their cousin them.
Yeah. Where your grandma at? Your auntie. Daddy, you don't want to
Right.
come get them? I'm calling grandma, auntie, uncle. Who else? Who else we can think of? Best friend too.
You going to grandma house this weekend and just know you're gonna have to sleep in bed with Johnny and he pee
Right. And your daddy will pick you up from there.
from there.
Cause we ain't doing them
Now I
late
see you
pickups.
later.
Right. Cause
And be
I'm
gone.
trying to understand where this coming from. And then if you co-parenting with someone and you don't feel comfortable around the mate or whatever, why don't you meet them? Do a little check on them. What you jealous about? Y'all had a toxic relationship anyway. So if you had a toxic relationship with somebody, please explain to me, why are you jealous? Why are you upset? I be thinking in my mind like, well, I'm glad you dealing with that and not me. That's what I be that's what I be thinking in
Oh,
my
I
mind.
ain't got to even do that, honey.
I be
I
looking at
don't
people
even
like,
have to do that.
right.
And
But
you
it's
ain't finna pull me into it either.
because I don't even want to know y'all beefing. Oh, okay. So what's happening with the what happened with little Stacy? Oh, little Stacy. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. We'll see y'all later.
Oh,
No.
you say you got some orange wrap snacks? Let me get them.
I was talking to the older lady and I was telling her, I was like, shoot, I remember my ex-husband used to be like, when the boys was little, he'd be like, I don't know if I got enough food over here for them or whatever. Don't you worry about it. I said, I'm finna go ahead and go to Winn Dixie real quick. Man, I sent them kids over there with 3 boxes of cereal. I got some lunch meat, some bread, peanut butter and jelly, some crackers, a bag of chips. I got some frozen meat. I got some spaghetti sauce.
But that's how we grew up. That's how our parents used to send us off. You know what I'm saying? If you going to stay at somebody's house, you took meat, lunch
Right.
meat, bread, hot dogs. You know what
Every
I'm saying?
time. You right about
And
that.
packs of Kool-Aid and a bag of sugar.
Every time. I remember my mama used to pack us away like that. When y'all go to somebody's house, y'all take a bag of food. It don't matter who it is. We got this thing now. People like, oh well, you can't take your clothes over there. You can't take what? Why? Why?
Cause they got bed bugs and roaches.
Oh my god. I'm
That's
just trying to.
why. That's what little
I'm just.
Johnny told me anyway.
That
That's
what
what
little
little
Johnny do.
Johnny
Right.
said.
Little Johnny
Yeah.
don't know. Little Johnny just making stuff up because you sitting up there questioning him. So he just know he better tell you something because you gonna get mad because you sitting there questioning them. It used to be so funny to me when people would be like, when the boys come back, what did they say? I don't know. I never question them. I trust the safety and the capacity of their dad. Whatever go on, I know their dad crazy about them, and he gonna tell something up about them. So
And why you asking me that question? So what do I need to know?
right, because do you know something?
Like what you know? You asking me what did the kids say? What did the kids
Like,
say?
stop questioning them kids. Stop doing that. Just let them parents have a relationship.
Who over there at your mama house?
Who
What she
cares?
doing?
Then if
Who
your
your
child
mama
say
seeing?
something, right, like it ain't none of your business. That's what
And
people be
got a
getting too
whole partner in
involved.
the next room.
Right.
Whole partner.
This is what I'm saying. How you with
Whole
somebody
partner.
but you worried about somebody else? Look, you only had the leash. She was finna go in, y'all. It's just like stop. Stop. At what point do y'all stop? Here come back. Here come Yola. She coming back. There she go.
Oh, y'all thought y'all had got rid of me. See how y'all be doing? See what y'all be doing?
So it's
Y'all
just
scared of the truth today? It's
um
Sunday. It's
I
Sunday.
see the
It's the
name is
first day of autumn,
fall.
fall.
It's the first day of fall. Something like
The
that, I
shit
think.
is going down. All y'all go fall. Bloop, bloop, bloop,
Ooh. So that's one of my rants. It's kind of like I'm just tired of it. Like it's just frustrating. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. The hardest thing for me though is to hear a man cry. That is one of the hardest things for me to hear. And to hear multiple stories of men trying to see their kids and trying to be a parent, and the other parent won't let them be a parent. And not
bloop.
saying that both parties might not be feeding into negativity because, like once you keep poking at somebody, they're going to poke back. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's going to be like, hey, stop. I'm finna poke you back. So, but who doing the poking, I don't know, but people need to be mature enough. This is what I don't understand, right? People can lay down and have sexual relations, and I mean they could go from the top to the bottom in
I was
sexual
gonna say all
relations.
of them might not lay down. You know what I'm saying? They might bend
Yeah.
over. And,
Whatever they gonna do, they could do all of that, right? But they can't have a conversation about the betterment of their child.
mm,
Y'all know that's strange, right? Yeah, I mean, like when you really put it in perspective, you know that that's strange. That is strange.
very.
That is strange. And it's an unpopular conversation. I know it is because people probably watching this in the little, they little shadow watching. They shadow watching without hitting it, so I don't know that they watching. So they probably shadow watching and they saying, I still ain't finna let my baby daddy see." Girl, find something to do. Yeah,
Please
man,
and thank you.
it's so much fun stuff to do when you ain't got your kids. You can go out to eat by yourself. You ain't got to eat with
You can
nobody.
sleep in peace.
Yeah, you can clean your
You
whole
can
house
eat.
up.
You can
Yeah,
eat in
you can eat
peace.
in peace. And you could clean your house up and it don't get messy for 2 days.
What? Maybe
It
three if
don't,
you good.
yeah, it don't get messy for about
Three
yeah,
if
about
you good, bro.
yeah, 2 or 3 days. You can
You
wake up
keep
in the
toilet
morning.
tissue.
Oh yeah, toilet tissue. You ain't got to worry about wiping toothpaste out the sink, and you don't have to worry about dishes because it's just your dishes. You can have some company, like you can enjoy yourself.
You
You
can
could
have
really
everything.
for 2 days, for 2 days, and it's nice. And then when the summer come, you got 3 months of living life,
A lot different.
a lot different. Yeah, I'm I'm laughing with Yoli, but I mean, you it's so much that you could do if you just go ahead and do the right thing, literally. And I realize that what's happening is a lot of times people be going back and forth. I always tell people like if you beefing with your baby mama or your baby daddy, the first question I ask them, are y'all still having sex? Or are you still making them feel like you want them or you're in love with them or you playing with them or because that's what y'all be doing sometime to see y'all kids.
Yep.
It's wrong.
Yep.
It's wrong. You gotta keep it G. You gotta keep
Yep.
it G. Like you have to keep it G because that's how they're gonna learn how to co-parent. They can't learn how to co-parent if you still playing with them. If you still doing that roundabout circle thing. Oh, you looking good today. Ooh, that booty fat. Boy, you look good. You smell good. You better tell them I'm the best baby mama you got. You better tell your girlfriend she can't do it like me. Why? Why? And y'all be having girlfriends and boyfriends or people who you talking to, but you still entertaining the nonsense. Then you mad because you can't see your child. So you gotta pick one.
Mm.
You gotta pick one. It's your child or playtime. I'm
Playtime is
very,
over.
I'm very interested to see what people gonna pick. I'm very
Playtime is
interested to
over.
see what people gonna pick because when you put it into that perspective, it's like either we gonna play or I'm gonna get my child. It take time sometime to work out the kinks in those relationships, but it also take consistency. It take the realness of wait a minute, we didn't work when we was together, so we ain't finna just play like that. What is we even talking about us sexing? What kind if you ain't get no closure, if you didn't get any closure when y'all separated, that's over. I don't even believe in closure. When it's over, it's over. When it's
It's
done and
over.
over, it's done and over, it's done and over. When
That's
I
the
know
closure right there.
I've known when I'm done with somebody. I've known when I'm done with somebody because it's just done. It's no closure. We don't have to have a conversation. There's nothing for us to talk about. It's just done. It is just done. I don't want to talk. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to answer my door.
And for the parents that's keeping the kids to try and keep a hold on the other parent, let it go.
If you don't want that baby, let the other parent get the baby. Let the other parent raise it. Don't just leave the kid out there. Just really, neither one of y'all want it, but you trying to use the kid to get any and everything out of the other one, and really don't give nothing about the kid.
True.
Oh, you're back.
I'm back. Yep, it was the boys. I'm sorry, y'all. This live for real. But like she said, let the other parent raise it, or the auntie, or the cousin. Just recently, I saw this story on the news or somewhere where the grandfather was trying to get the kids, and the parent had them went to DCF and told them, "Don't let my daddy get the kids." So not that the daddy had did anything to her, like molested her, anything like that. He was just a strict dad. But why not have your kids with somebody that's gonna love them?
Right.
Why not? Ain't nothing wrong with I had strict parents. Ain't nothing wrong with strict parents. My mama ain't play. She still don't play. Some people ain't scared of their mama. I'm still scared of mine.
I was scared
Still,
as hell. You best believe that.
yeah, I'm still scared of mine. She be fussing sometimes. I be wanting to fuss back, but I be like, Mama, 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 Mama. I have to say it a couple of times. Like, girl, you fussing for real. But still nervous
Mm.
though. But either way, let somebody else raise the kids if you don't want to do it. If you feel like it's too hard, and there's nothing wrong with saying this too hard, I can't do this. Don't try to make the other parent life miserable because you thinking like this too hard. Cause it might be hard. Being a parent is hard.
It's very hard.
When my sons was little, it was fun. We was hanging out. Now they be getting on my nerves. Cause if I go from basketball to this to that to this, and then they tell you stuff at the last minute, so now you on the rush. Let them other parents help. Other grandmas,
For
aunties,
real.
cousins, sister, them, all of them folks. Let them folks help.
Hmm.
So that's my rant about parents. That's my rant about parents. Cause I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all ain't gonna listen no how. y'all, y'all ain't
That's
gonna
your
listen
rant
no how.
about
Y'all
parents.
tomorrow, next weekend, y'all the daddy or the mama will be saying, I want to get the baby and do this, and you'll be making up something to do, knowing you ain't got nothing to do. Not me.
Nothing.
As quick as I could get
Nothing.
them out the door, y'all hurry up, let's go. I be in here like I 10 by 10. Y'all going to y'all dad's house.
Some of us never got that option. I had my son young. So not only did we grow up together, my mama didn't play that. Where I went, my baby, and a lot of y'all know, back home, if I was somewhere, oh, I had my child.
Right.
You best believe that.
I used to be so mad at my mama. Oh my goodness, when my kids was little, I used to be so mad at my mama
I'm gonna go do that too,
because
girl.
my mama taught us
Come on.
keep your kids with you. She taught us keep your kids with you, right? So keep your kids with you. I remember I was working for Pinellas County School Board and I had got laid off from bus driving. And so of course it was hard for me to try to find a job somewhere else, you know what I'm saying? So I told my mama, I said, well, mama, I said, I need you to get the kids for a little bit so I could try to, like get on my feet or whatever. So she was like, okay. So then she called me back. She said, all right, I'm gonna keep them kids for the summer, in the summer only.
Right.
And she said, and you gonna come up here every weekend with your kids. And I said, lady, you got 1,000 people, 1,000 other people kids staying in your house, taking care of their kids, and they don't come over there on the weekend. She said this to me. She said, but you my child, and I know what I taught you.
Mm, right.
I did whatever. I still wanted to throw the whole TV somewhere. So, but keep it if you can keep your kids with you, but don't be embarrassed if you can't.
Right.
Like, don't be embarrassed if you can't, and stop letting this world make you feel like a bad parent because you say I can't do it. Because sometimes you can't. It's not easy feeding two teenage. These people eat, man. I don't even want to
More
talk
than
about
me. More than
it.
me.
When they stay home on a like for a break or something, I be looking sad because I be like, man, I'm gonna have to go to the grocery store.
Trying to buy everybody food stamps and ain't nobody giving out nothing.
Right? People like I ain't got nothing. Like, Got to spend this cash, money. So just do what you need to do. Just do what you need to do as a parent, as a person, as a good human being. Like, just do what you need to do. Coming up soon, we got the healing, the mother and son relationship, which
Ooh.
I think is going to be powerful too. Um, I think healing needs to take place for people to change, to transition. I gave Yoli this analogy earlier because I was on this real rant earlier. I was mad. So I gave her this analogy, and the analogy was, in order for you to heal, to heal, you have to heal the inner person. But if you're not protective about your outer person, how is the inner person going to heal? And I'm not saying protective out of hurt. I'm saying protective out of rationalness, like being rational about the things that you do and the decisions that you make and the choices that, like just being completely rational about what you're doing, about what you're allowing in and who you're allowing in. Do we all have some people in our life that we need to get rid of? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it I did a video a couple of weeks ago about how it was hard, like when you're a positive person, it's hard because you always attract broken people. And I'm not talking about like attract like relationship attract, just attract period. It could be broken people that you have friendships with, and then maybe 20% of them might decide that I want to change my life and I don't want to be broken anymore. That's why I need you in my life. I need you in my life to help me be better or give me an understanding of what better looks like. But then you have those people who don't want to change, who don't want to do anything except for be the same person, and they want to view life the same way. And honestly speaking, those are the people that you either have to set boundaries with or you have to get rid of them. So you
Yes.
you have to pick. You have to pick, and you have to have these hard conversations. And when I say hard conversations, I mean very, very hard conversations with people. You have to have those hard conversations, letting them know, like, listen, I care, but at the same time, you're not showing me that you care, and then you're tearing me down or breaking me down at the same time I'm trying to build you up. No, no, absolutely not. And you could be as understanding as you want to, and I feel like I'm talking to somebody, but you could be as understanding as you want to some situations, because you have to judge every situation. But at the end of the day, unless they decide that they on the outer have those capacities or that caring to want to heal their self, there is nothing that you can do.
Oh,
Because you can create happiness for them, you cannot create healing for them. You cannot make them see that you need a change. You need something to change, like deep down inside of you. You need to heal that 5-year old, that 3-year old, that 10-year old, that 11-year old, that 12-year old. You need to heal those, like those different ranges. And then let's have another conversation in a couple of years.
yep.
Or if they're not taking accountability for their behaviors, like they see nothing wrong with the things that they do, that's a big issue.
It
That's
is.
a big issue, because that means that they don't and people, I've been listening sometime, like I really be, y'all got to know me to know me. But I analyze what people say. Like when people say something, I analyze what they say, like just thinking like, okay, well, what made them say that? Or like what happened to make them say that? And so I noticed a lot lately. I've been watching a lot of different videos, and people say on these videos that hurting people hurt people, right? So my question is do they know that they're hurting? Because if you consciously know that you're hurting, that means you're purposely hurting other people.
Right.
So then if you're purposely hurting other people, that means that is an intention. So your intention is not to change, but your intention is to hurt. So in my mind, we just made another excuse for society to hurt people. because we keep saying hurting people hurt people, like that's okay. That's not okay. That's not okay. Because at some point you have to know yourself. And some point you have to decide like, I gotta get I gotta change. How can I change? How can I fast forward my change? How can I speed my process up? What is it that I have to do? You have to be so desperate. Now watch this boy right here talk to me and he see me on live.
Right.
I, I don't know. They in the room somewhere. You have to be desperate. And what I mean by desperate, sometimes you have to give up everything at one time. At one time. Sometimes you have to withdraw and you can't do the thing that makes you feel good or that is easy. Uh-oh. Y'all see how Yoli looking? I'm saying too much, y'all. I'm saying too much. But you can't do the thing that's easy. You have to do the thing that's hard. Sometimes, like in my coaching, in the middle of a person's transition, and it generally happens a lot, but they go through this like breakdown. They go through like everybody goes through this breakdown to where they're very emotional. And not that you won't go back through this again, because with each level of change, of transition, you go through these breakdowns. So you
Yeah.
go through these things where it's like, I call it like your shadow work or your cleansing or your change or your transformation. It's like you're transforming and it's hurting to change. It's hurting to say like, that old person is no longer me. That's not me. That's trauma. It's hurting to get rid of that trauma because you've held on to it for so long. It's hurting you to let go of the pain because you've held on to it for so long and you don't want to be uncomfortable. And it's uncomfortable like to go into situations where you don't know, or if you never been here before, it's very uncomfortable. So it's easy to go straight 10 spaces and then look back and see that old stuff and want to go back because that old stuff is easier. But I promise you, if you keep going straight, things will be easier and easier. So once that space get easier for you, now you got to move to the next level. You got to move to the next level. And a lot of times during this process of training and transition, my clients, they be fussing at me. They be cussing me out. They be cussing
And
me out like
do. And do.
they be cussing me out like I did something, but I didn't. They doing it. They doing the transition. They doing the change. They doing everything. I'm just asking them questions. I'm just asking them questions to like open their mind, to give them something to process, to give them
So you
something
say,
to go. Because Yoli was one. Yoli. Let me tell y'all what Yoli did one day. We had like a little session, and it wasn't even a long session. It was just a little session. I didn't even know Yoli was mad, y'all. I didn't even know like one of the questions had triggered something in her because she never said nothing. But when she got up, she said, "Okay, well, I'll see you later." When she got up, she walked out the door, but she slammed the door. So I said, "I don't know." I was like, "Well, I guess she." I was like, "Man, she'll talk to me later." So probably like 2 days later, she was like, "I just want to tell you, I was so mad at you." I was like, I was flabbergasted because what did I do? Like, what did
spoke
I
the
do?
truth.
And I told
Spoke the
her,
truth.
and when she said that, she said, "You told the truth." And I told her, I said, "Because I love you. Because I love you." And it's not me really, it's just me opening up your mind to the reality of what you're doing and who you are. And you being okay. If you okay with, I don't know, I told a couple of people this last week, the week before last. If you're okay with being a liar, be a liar. But tell everybody that. Tell them. Tell them I'm a liar. So I'm finna lie
And the
about
truth ain't
whatever.
in me.
Just tell them and then watch how you start changing, because you're not going to want to be like, why am I a liar? Like, what am I lying about? If you're okay with, I don't know, being an alcoholic, if you saying to yourself like, I don't want to change, you got the camera on the bay. um if you're okay with I don't know, being an alcoholic, say that. I'm okay with this. I don't want to change. When you start thinking, keep saying that over and over again, you'll start thinking about that rationally. Like, what? Like, people used to trip out when I say to them, like, I'm an alcoholic. They like, why are you saying that? Because I'm telling you I am. And they'll be like, well, wait a minute. You're not. I'll be like, yes, I am. And that's when I started changing. That's when, like, what I was doing became rational. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, why I'm doing this? Like, this is dumb. This is bad
Whoa.
for me.
Whoa.
I'm getting toe up 5, 6, 7 days a week, throwing up, smelling like alcohol. I don't want to do that. Can't function. Only can function enough sometime to get up on the weekend and make my kids a bowl of oatmeal. Cause I done got toe up the night before. Now I got like a hang. Nah, I don't want to do that. Just say this is who I am. When I say stuff to people like that, they think that I'm trying to make them feel bad. No, I'm trying to say, like, if that's who you is, be who you is. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, because if that's what you want to embrace, embrace it. You either gonna embrace it or you're gonna look at it from a different light and change it and want to do different and want to be better. I noticed a few months back, I noticed people was sending me inboxes and they was like, you was talking to me, or one person had said to me, they was like, I feel like you was talking down about other people and that you think that you you think that you better than other people. And so I said, well, if you feel like I think that I'm better than other people, that's completely your choice. I said, but what I am is I'm living in a space of reality where I know that people are able to change if they want to change. And
Mm.
if I don't tell you, then who else is going to tell you? Because so many people are comfortable with lying to you. And then I also said in there that everything that I'm telling you based on experience, whether it's experience with myself or experience with other people. I'm telling you based on experience. So I said, and if you feel like, and I said this other thing, and Yoli finna look crazy when I say this, y'all. I said, and if you feel like I think that I'm better than you, then maybe the issue isn't me, the issue is you. So, so
I'm
because
just
the last
saying.
the last thing that I think is that I'm better than anybody. I have friends from all different kind of walks, and I'm the same person with every one of them. Some say I'm mean. I guess I could be a little mean
And yeah.
sometimes. Some say I'm sweet, and I could be sweet.
And
But
yeah.
they all say when they need me, I'm gonna be there. And they all say she's definitely gonna tell you the truth. And I'm gonna tell you the
Every
truth out
time.
of love because I expect for you to do the same to me. I expect for you to tell me when you're wrong and all that stuff. But I don't think that people want that anymore. But
Gina, come on, stuff.
those are the kind of friends that I want. Those are the kind of people I want around me that tell me the absolute truth at all times. Like, we don't have to lie to each other.
About anything.
It doesn't make sense. I'm not judging you, and you shouldn't be judging me because nobody is perfect, right?
We're all human. We're all in this sinful skin.
No, not the sinful skin. Shout out to my stepmom. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Dina.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. It was my brother's birthday yesterday. Today is Dina's birthday. So happy birthday to y'all. Yoli, I forgot what else we was finna talk about because I'm sitting up here processing a thousand more thoughts.
Are you ready for the next topic?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where did we come to the point that we will call or go to somebody and ask somebody else to do what we need to do before first trying to do it for ourselves? Like this, Damasha, I need
Oh,
to pay my I need to pay my rent.
I'm sorry. You see how I'm looking at you? Because in my brain, I'm like, well, um, in my brain, well, um, what they say sincerely,
Zip, zip. I need
huh?
$100. I need I need $100. You supposed to ask the series of questions.
I'm, at this point, I don't even have no questions. But here we go. What? Okay. What you need $100 for?
Oh, I'm trying to get some inventory.
Okay, you trying to get inventory? What you trying to get inventory for?
Because I want it.
Okay, you still working?
Yeah.
Okay. You because like first of all, the conversation had done ended for me long time ago, y'all. But
Long time ago.
long time ago, the conversation had done ended for me. But that's a lot of times that's what happened is it's not that people don't want to do stuff for y'all, but please understand that the world is very hard right now. I don't care if you're a millionaire. Millionaires going through stuff. Thousandaires going through stuff. Hundredaires. Y'all know we going through stuff. Y'all know we going through stuff. So
And the men are begging more than the women. Oh, I was supposed to say that.
she
Let
finna
me come
start
back
a
in the
fire.
camera.
Let me let me sip my Pepsi.
Look,
Okay.
I'm put both hands on the cup.
No, now. Okay, so the men are begging more than the women. And I wonder if that is because we come from this age where um the men did mostly everything. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like financial, like it was always gonna be like your like for instance now, my dad has a job, a full-time job, but then he has a side job. You know what I'm saying? He probably don't need the side job, but he has a side job. So I don't know if it, like what the thing is, but when it comes to getting it for yourself, as far as like getting the money for yourself to pay your rent or to pay whatever it is that you need to pay, it's a ton of apps out here. It's a ton of like other little avenues that you could be doing before you even get to that space. Sometimes I think it's about priorities. Here come Yoli. She coming in a minute, y'all. Sometimes I think it's about priorities. It's about like how you're prioritizing your life, and we all do, like we all mess up sometimes. We literally all do. Even me, sometimes I be like, man, forget these bills. I ain't paying nothing. I don't want to
Oh,
pay
them country
absolutely
boys, nothing.
right. I'm not paying nothing. Like I'm tired of the bill people having my money. I feel like I pay Spectrum every 2 weeks. So sometimes you're not prioritizing, but at the same
Tico,
time,
Tico,
oh no,
Tico,
Tico be
Tico,
lying.
Tico,
Tico be lying.
Tico be tripping. Tico
Tico
be
be
tripping.
lying. They be lying, y'all. If you got Tico, me and Tico be having it out all the time. Cause I know I don't use no. Never mind. Anyway, but when you, oh my goodness, hold on one second, y'all. My apologies, y'all. This a real live. because my son's here and they ready to eat, so they trying to figure out what it is to eat. Um, so when it's time for you to prioritize your life, or like get yourself in order, don't feel bad because we all make mistakes and we all do dumb stuff. You know what I'm saying? But when you become rational or you realize like what it is that you're doing that is dumb, stop. Stop. Some discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like be a little bit more disciplined as to your spending habits. If you know you got a bill that costs $100 and you finna go, I don't know, like you finna go to the liquor store. Why you going to the liquor store? You know you ain't gonna have enough money next week to make that whole 100. You counting on some money that you might not have. Just keep the 100. Don't even drink. Or scrape you up $3 and get you a little bottle of wine. Become your
Find you a place that's doing women drink for free.
Oh, that too. That's a great idea. Like if that's something that you have to do, like it's hard out here. It's very hard out here. So you have to be a little bit more resourceful, and you have to be, use your money more wisely than what you normally do. Because when you start asking people for stuff and they don't have it, and then you getting mad or you feeling some type of way because you feel like they should give it to you, because people be feeling entitled. You go to
When you
work,
can do it for yourself or have it
right?
already for yourself.
Yoli know me. She know every time somebody asks me for some money, I get frustrated. And I get frustrated not because I'm selfish, because I do give to people and I give to a lot of people, but because I feel like I get up every morning at 6 o'clock. Well, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I take one child to school. I come home, I work. I don't take a break all day until 2:30 in the afternoon. So that means when
Mhm.
y'all done had a 30-minute break or an hour lunch or something like that, I can't take my break till 2:30 because I got to go pick up my son from school. So when I pick
Or
him up
ain't
from
doing
school,
nothing at all.
right? Or they not, or people not even working. Then I get off work and I go and I work with my business, which means I have clients. I have clients calling for teas. I have clients calling for readings. I have clients calling to do their mindset coaching. Different stuff like that.
For
So I'm literally,
hair,
oh, for hair. So I got clients calling for
food.
all kind of stuff. Food. It don't even matter. So I'm working hard 24/7, and everything outside of work I'm doing on my own. Unless I say, well, Yoli, can you pick up my kids for me, or can you pick up one of my sons for me, or something like that? Or it's another person that helped me, asking her to help, just, but that's rarely. And sometimes I call them and ask for them for help, and I do it myself anyway. And so, and they be mad at me, but
And
I be like, I'm
do.
just gonna do it. But so every time somebody asks me for something, I do get a little frustrated because generally it's somebody um who don't have bills. Like they not really paying no bills, no serious bills. They might have a roommate, or they might be living with somebody, or they might not even have a place to live at all. But that's like, I don't understand. And maybe I'm wrong. And maybe a lot of us are wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe a lot of us are crazy or not rational in our thinking. But um I feel like at times I prioritize my bills and everything I need properly. So I'm always thinking like, why you can't? And I, like I said, I can only speak about me, and I'm being real with y'all. That's why we calling this understanding the world, because I need people to understand that when y'all be having this entitlement, like you feel like you entitled to somebody something, or you feel like you getting mad because you feel like somebody should be doing something, but then when somebody offer help, you don't want to help, but then when you need the help, you want to get mad. This ain't adding up, y'all. This ain't adding up. So every time I think about certain stuff, I be like, this world is crazy. This world is crazy.
Very. It's very backward. Like, mm-mm. I wasn't raised or grew up like that. None of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Coming
How
from
would
the
you?
country, we always work for whatever we needed
Mm,
and wanted too.
hmm. I don't know. Coming from my mama, I saw my mom work. My mama used to work like doubles, triple doubles. That lady used to be sleep standing up. You know what I'm saying? Like she used to work, like work. I
Work.
mean, like work, you know. And maybe she asked people for stuff and I didn't know it. Maybe she borrowed stuff and didn't know it at times when she needed to. And I feel like that's okay, but at the same time, I feel like you gotta get up. You have to get up. You have to decide, like, I want to do better and I want to have more. And yes, it's hard because sometimes it's hard mentally, but not physically. And I know that people be trying. Maybe you driving Uber one week, maybe you don't like Uber, so you quit Uber. So maybe you get on the app and you start working a couple of jobs on the app, or maybe you working at maybe you got a full-time job. I'll use myself for example. Maybe I got my full-time job working for a doctor and then I decide I want a part-time job doing something else. So I find a part-time job doing something else. And maybe I find like a little hit or miss weekend job whenever I want to go to this weekend job or something like that to be able to make ends meet. My kid's crazy. But to make ends meet or to be able to establish what I need. So guess what? That mean that you can't hang out. That mean that you can't spend extra money on XYZ thing. That mean that if you have a habit, you gotta lose the habit. Cause a lot of times it just be
Especially
like,
if you can't sustain it for yourself. I
yeah.
can't expect the boss to can't take care of my habit that I have, and vice versa.
Ooh. Ooh. Cause a lot of times when y'all be borrowing money from people, it be for your habit. It be to feed the habit, and that's
Period.
not fair because people be working hard for their money.
Period.
Now they feeding your habit. That's not cool. That's not
And
cool.
you
I
can't
don't
even
care
be
how you
honest
chalk it
about
up.
that. Can't even be
Literally,
honest about that.
I don't care how you chalk it up. It's not cool to handle people that way. It's not cool. Them people are working hard for their money. People have master's degrees, PhDs. They working two and three jobs to be able to pay their rent or make ends meet and stuff like that. And then you taking their habit and you going to the trap. You taking their hard working money and going to the trap. And they at home saying, "Dang, I can't go out to dinner today because I had to give Sally and them, Lucy and them for $20 for their baby diapers." The
Ooh,
baby ain't even got the diapers. The baby ain't even got. You ain't even get the baby diapers. You kept put wrapping the paper. You kept wrapping the paper towels around the baby.
and called again saying the same thing.
This is what I'm talking about.
Because you don't forgot what you lied about the first time.
Right. People work hard for their money. They work very hard for their money. And for somebody to get their money and just use it, flip, like just use it for whatever, that's why people be upset. That's
Don't
why
offer
they
no
mad.
help for nothing.
That's why they don't want to help anymore. That's why they don't pick up the phone when you call no more. They getting tired. We wearing each other out instead of helping each other.
And to help each other.
We
Yeah.
are wearing each other out instead of like, being in some kind of unity, some way, shape, or form or fashion. So that's part of like living in reality. If you know you don't have it, don't spend it. Everything is expensive anyway, and it's boring. It ain't even fun no more. It ain't even the same. Like nothing is the same no more.
No, it's not.
We want to blame it on the young kids, but I blame it on the people that's older than the young kids.
Yep.
I blame it on the older generation. We want to say all they want to do is shoot up and this and the other, but at the same time, all we doing is talking about each other, putting each other down, not supporting each other. So how they supposed to learn? How do they learn unless we teach them? How do
Right.
they get to the next? Like how do they get to the next space unless we help them? We
Right.
might say these kids off the chain, but the younger generation, this what y'all call them YNs. I like the YNs because they don't be taking no trash. Now, can we
Hold
teach
on.
them
Which
another
one's the
one?
YN? Which one them is?
Them, that's the young generation, the ones that they say turn up on you real quick, but they
Oh, the
ain't laying
millennial.
back. no, we the. I think I'm a millennial. I don't know what I am, but
No, you're not a millennial. You're definitely not a millennial.
I'm an alien. But either way, but the younger generation, I feel like they are very strong minded. They are very strong minded. The one thing that they gonna do is they gonna support each other, even if it's bad support. They supporting each other. And you ain't coming to none of them homeboys and talking about homeboys. They standing on business about each other. But
Yep.
it's our generation that don't stand on business. They'll say real quick, I steal. The young boy came in the store, he said, I steal. I said, oh, this what you telling the store? He said, yes, ma'am. I came in here to steal. I said, oh, okay. People will look at that and say that he wrong for that.
But at
But
least
in
he
reality,
being honest.
he being honest about what it is he finna do when he get in there. And
Now
I'm
you
getting
can either catch him or you can't. Which one?
that's what he pretty much saying. If we just take a little time and listen to the young people though, we'll see that they really about like they trying to unify. But they just don't know how to unify the right way because we not teaching them. It's no more, and I don't even
When
want to say
not
I don't want to say like Martin Luther King because y'all know how I feel about Martin Luther King, but I don't want to say people like that. But it's nobody strong like Granddaddy to tell you how to unify. It's nobody
nope.
strong anymore like Auntie to tell you different things that will help unify. And I'm not just talking about the black community. I'm talking about people in general, just human beings, like just people in general don't know how to unify. People can't
Ain't
even
even
like
trying.
even in the business world, you can't even I'm going to use Yoli as an example. You can't even get all the t-shirt people to come together and make an enterprise.
Nope.
They all do the same thing and they all competing against each other. Instead of competing against each other, it's people like me that will never make a shirt because I'm not finna do what they be doing. I'm not finna sit up under that hot press. I'm not finna take that little pick thing and pick them thing. I ain't finna do that. I'm not. So somebody gonna continue forever to make shirts for me.
Yeah.
So why not unify the whole t-shirt community and y'all really reach some people when you trying
It
to
make a difference.
and make a real difference. When you're trying to build a community of coaches, right now coaches we can't take insurance. So people have to private pay us, right? So
Hmm.
being that they have to private pay us and then right now people don't have a lot of money, but they want to coach, but they just don't have a lot of money to pay a coach. If all the coaches come together and make a union, maybe we can get some medical and be able to be accepted on insurance. That's what I be talking about unifying. People always want to label it to African Americans, but um I'm not going to say that I'm over that, but at the point when we decide that we want to heal is when we'll learn how to unify. And I mean like when we say we really want to heal and we want to do a continuous healing because healing is something that happens throughout life. It doesn't just happen one time and then everything change and transform. It happens throughout life. And so we have to decide that we tired of going with the persona of what the world tell us that we are and be who we are. And that's all I'm gonna say about that because they're gonna be out here calling me Malcolm X in a minute. So listen to the young kids sometime. Listen to and just look at them. They might be doing the wrong things. Like they doing the wrong things, unaliving each other and fighting and doing all the crazy stuff, reckless driving, robbing people and stuff like that. But when you look at the society of gangs, they be together. One move, they all move. You heard one of their homeboys, they come in for everything. Everything from they taking
Why did you do that to Johnny?
like seriously. I looked on the thing. The boy killed unalive, excuse me, 15 people. 15 people from one gang was unalived in a week. 15, he lost 15 of his homeboys in 1 week. I said, man, if they could take some of that power and put it into a positive, can you imagine what could happen? Could you imagine what could happen in the world? I saw the other day, now the TikTok community, I love TikTok. TikTok community is powerful. A young man, last name McGee, I can't think of his first name right now, but he was hung. Um, I can't even think of the state right now. He was found hung in the state just recently. Go on TikTok, look up last name McGee.
In Carolina.
Carolina, that's what it was.
Talking about the UPS driver, right?
He was the Walmart driver.
Oh, same thing.
Yeah, so he was hung a few weeks ago. And so one person got on, I think it was his cousin. The cousin got on and the cousin was talking about what do you call it? They was talking about, how they tried to say he unalived himself. They tried to
Oh,
say he
yeah,
unalived himself.
yeah.
Well, anyway, TikTok got a hold of that thing and people started sharing that story. That story done made it all the way to the Carolinas and now the FBI is involved. Could y'all imagine how powerful if we could just as human beings come together? In Canada, they done stopped paying their bills because they tired of the government going up on everything. What's
You
wrong with us?
heard? And they still got power
They still got their lights,
and
y'all,
food.
and they still going to the grocery store. They ain't even paying when they go in there, and the truck still bringing food. So I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with us. Like why? Oh, Yoli left, but she coming back. Why we can't get to the space where we could do what it is that we need to do? Like, what's the problem? Like, what's the real problem? Oh, here come Yoli, y'all. Hold on, let me put it back up here. Like, what's the problem? What's the issue? So at some point, we have to learn how to pay attention to the young people. But if we pay attention to them, then we can formulate a relationship with them by paying attention to them because a lot of them are still babies at heart. A lot of them don't know how to feel. They don't know what to think. They don't know anything. All they
Nope.
know is that this my game and this my game because we gonna look out for each other.
Yep.
That's why this my
That-
game right here.
And that's what they doing.
We gonna protect each other. And then we got people making thousand videos how they saying the older generation scared of the younger generation. But why we scared of them? Why we ain't going into the neighborhoods and telling them, hey, I just want to sit down and talk to you. We
That's
allowing them
it.
to crash out. 13-year-old boy, Yoli sent me this thing a couple of weeks ago. 13-year-old boy. He talking about how he crashed out on pills. Like he is 13 years old, not going to school anymore. He is a drug
Are they all
user.
going like straight down or? What's that?
He's a
Are
drug
they all
user.
going straight down? Like,
He is a drug user. And he will probably be like that for a long time, is why I'm not an advocate for medicating children. I'm not an advocate for medicating ADHD. I'm not an advocate for that. Don't look for me for that because I'm not going to advocate for that. I'm not an advocate for giving medication for behavior issues. I'm not an advocate for that because there's
at
a
all.
thousand other ways to do that. A lot of those drugs are chemically, they change the chemical in your brain. So when they start dealing with changing the chemical in your brain, that's altering you, the real
Yep.
you. So then you give them something to chemically alter their brain. Then when they get older, they don't have insurance. So now they looking for that high that they was getting when they was getting that drug when they was a kid.
Yep.
So now what America has done is they produce drug users because they need drug users. They need people who own drugs. So America has produced drug users, but y'all don't want me to get started talking about America and the government because they're gonna cut my live
That's where
off.
all that fentanyl coming from. Just killing everybody. How y'all think they getting all the fentanyl?
Right.
All the Spanish people come over here now. Y'all talking about, oh, they got over here on their own. No, they didn't. They been here forever. I remember the Spanish people coming to the watermelon field when I was a kid. Y'all crying.
And I think that's a distraction too. I think they want y'all to feel like these people coming over here and taking over this and taking over that. These people been here. They've been doing this. They've been getting big checks and all this kind of stuff like that. It's just being exposed more. And now the government trying to put people against each. Oh, they're gonna cut off my live. Let me shut up. Let me shut up before they cut my
And they
live
know
off.
how to work and live together. It's about 12 ones in the house, and all of them got a fat wallet, fat refrigerator.
got clothes on their back, and got a whole case of Modelo to themselves each.
This lady said a whole case of Modelo to they self each. Understood. I some stuff I don't like to say on live because they be cutting my live off. I can sneak it in through the video, but I mean, people who know I'm not an advocate of the government. I'm not. No, I'm definitely not. It's too much shady stuff. If you pay attention, you'll see the shady stuff and you'll understand what people are doing and what they, like the tricks and all the little different stuff that they be doing to people to get them to okay, like for instance, you got all the rent and everything going up. So the rent and everything went up for multiple reasons. One, to keep America broke and to keep American people broke and to keep them working. Because when they was doing that little shutdown, and y'all know why they did the shutdown. So when they did a little shutdown or whatever, people got lazy. And I don't want to say people got lazy, is people realized how important it is to get rest. They realized that it wasn't good to be on the hustle and bustle all the time and always doing something. So when they realized that, they didn't want to go back to work. Cause you mean to tell me y'all can let me sit at home and do nothing but pretend like I'm sitting in front of this computer, I don't get in trouble, and y'all still gonna pay me? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because they can afford to do that. They don't really need you to work. They just need a body because they getting the money for you for working and then lying. Anyway, let me shut up. Yoli, go ahead with the next topic before I get in trouble.
Sorry, what was that? What was that?
I was just saying, go ahead with the next topic. We got like 30 more minutes, then we finna get off.
Okay, 30 more minutes. Next topic.
Where do we stop loving ourselves, putting whatever higher power or whoever you believe in first, and instead, all we talk about is money, money, yeah, it take money to, s- not really, but I mean, okay, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm finna mute myself. What?
Okay. So I'm sorry, I love ice. But so I heard the best advice I ever heard a couple of nights ago. I was watching Rain Rockstar podcast. Y'all go follow him, Rain Rockstar. So I was watching his podcast and he was interviewing a gentleman. And this gentleman was talking about money. Like he was talking about the usage of money and what gives money power. Well, he wasn't talking about just that, but he just went into that for a second. And so the smartest thing I ever heard somebody say as it pertains to money was he said that without money, without us, there would be money would he said without us, money would have no power. And I thought about it and I said, you know what? Because money ain't nothing but paper that they print
Paper.
on a machine. We the ones who made money relevant. We make it relevant because we spending it. But when people was trading different stuff, money had no relevance. So how did all of these people become rich instead of everybody having a balanced life? Like instead of everybody, like if I got corn, you got wheat, we trading. If you got milk, I got eggs, we trading. Like when did money come into play? So y'all know I had to go back and look at when money came into play. When money became a big issue. When people wanted to be when people realized that money could control things. But I think that's the way of the world anyway. Like the government, the world is very controlling. If we can control everything about you, your thought pattern, what you think, what you do, then we got you. We got you. If we can control that. If we can manipulate you into doing certain things, then we got you. We 100% got you. We got you. So at some point, at some point, you have to decide that you are in control of your money. You have the power over your money. And the money can't do nothing without you. Without you, the money is nothing. I had to pause the thing. So I don't know where Yoli went, y'all, but I think it's time for me to go to bed. So I think I'm gonna take a rest. I hope that when I cut this up, because y'all know I'm about to chop it up in different little aspects so that y'all can get the whole thing. But if we can get on here and do a whole thing, then we wouldn't be able to say what it is we needed to say. I don't know why my camera blurry, but it is. But I appreciate people for listening to my rant. I was gonna call this motivational hour. That's what I usually call it, but I wanted to call it understanding the world today because I'm not understanding. Maybe other people understanding, and I know people be watching and they be scared to comment. But trust me, just comment because it's always good to hear a different perspective of what people think and what they feel or what they feel is reality versus what's not reality. You know, like what is it that they what change are they looking for? That's Yoli. What change are they looking for? How could they change? The main thing is that I got on here today because I started this podcast way back in 2015 to vent, to vent. I started it to vent about, you know, the reality of how I was feeling in the time when I felt like I was in my lowest state of life or person, and I knew I wanted to change, but I didn't know how to change, and I didn't know who was around me trying to change. So I started the podcast for that. And so today I was venting to Yoli about what I felt about the world. And I was being a bit crybaby because when God tell you to do something and God tell you that you are somebody,
Hmm.
it get hard. It get hard. And it gets hard because people have experienced different things in life before they came to you. And people before you have tore them down or they haven't been necessarily good or real or truthful. And this goes for anybody. This ain't even like no particular person. This is just about every person in my life. And it's hard to break those barriers to show them that listen, you okay. You okay. And it's gonna get better and it's gonna get easier and easier. Like it's hard to do that.
It
And I'm
is.
gonna say that, and I'm gonna say that, I'm gonna say that like with Yoli because I'm gonna use Yoli as an example because she my friend. She my friend, but she was my client first. um, but when I first started working with Yoli, I told Yoli, I said, "Girl, I remember one day she got so mad at me after one of our sessions, and I said the next day she came, I said, Yoli, I said, baby, you almost took me back. I said I had to control myself. I said, cause baby, the way that you talk to me and the look in your eye, y'all ever heard of that thing, fight or flight? Yoli I said fight. And I was ready. But
I
in that
know.
moment, I knew that her pain was coming from the fact she was lashing out at me, but she was really upset with herself. But she didn't know how to express it because no one had ever taught her how to express pain without lashing out.
Hmm.
And I'll
Yep.
say, like, I'm very proud of her because a couple of months back, we had a discrepancy, like friends do. And I called her and she was like, I'm gonna call you right back. I'm finna come over there and talk to you. So I was like, what is wrong? Cause sometimes you only be on 10, y'all. She be on 10 when she wake up. I be on 3 and she be on 10. So when she came over,
20.
she I think I lost Yoli again. But when she
Mm-mm.
came over, um she she came in, the door was unlocked. I said the door unlocked, so she came in, she sat down, she crossed her leg, and I saw her over there blowing. I said, man, this girl tripping. And so she was telling me what she had felt happen. But I promise you, I was looking at her and I was smiling because I was so proud of her. And she probably thought something was wrong with me, but I was so proud of her because she didn't realize that The Yoli 2 years ago wouldn't have been able to come in here and sit down and breathe and did not get loud, just said exactly what she felt in a low tone. We talked about it, we hashed it out, and it was over with. The old Yoli would have held on to that thing. I remember this lady was mad at me for about a week. I was like, this girl is still mad.
And what?
Like you still, but at the same time, it's okay. Like it's
Mhm.
okay. But you have to want the change. You have to want it. And I mean you have to be desperate for change.
Yeah.
So when
And can't
God
nobody do it for you. You got to want it and do it yourself.
so when God tell you something, like when you have a calling and you're chosen, it makes it really hard because you are talking to these people and you're imparting stuff into their life. And it's not even you, it's God, the God that's in you that's doing it. And it gets hurtful because you have to remember that you are a human. And so like I
Hmm.
always need the people around me, like my close people like Yoli, Denise, and it's a whole lot of other close people that I confide in. Like when I'm in these moments of like I'm arguing with God, and that's the truth. When I'm arguing with God, like God, I ain't telling no more because they don't want it. So if they don't want it, I don't want it for them. Because that's the human in me. That's the
Hmm.
human in me. But I get up, I go to sleep, man, at whoever. I wake up the next morning and I try again because God is
Hmm.
constantly saying no. They do want it. They just don't know how. Keep showing them it's working. And I be telling God, like, I don't see it working. Like I'm done. You could do whatever you gonna do with them because I don't know how many times I've told God that. Like whatever you was gonna do with them before I started praying, go ahead and do it because I don't got time. It's the truth. And I'm being transparent, I'm being honest with y'all. I'm being like really transparent because people don't understand that like when God called you to be somebody and you trying to be that person every single day, it's hard. It's days
That's
that you
right.
don't sleep. I just told y'all I ain't been to sleep since Thursday. Not a good sleep since Thursday. And not that I'm depressed or going through anything. It's the people around me that I'm up and I'm
And,
praying for them. I'm up and I'm praying for them and I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm meditating and I'm fasting and I'm seeing different things happen in their life and I'm still doing what God want me to do.
hmm,
And God saying and people keep saying, how are you doing that? Like you don't seem like you tired. When I lay down, I'm gonna lay down.
gonna lay down
Because when I lay down tonight, I'm gonna lay down
and go to sleep. For
and
real,
go.
for real.
And that's gonna be the end of it. And then in the morning, I'm gonna wake up and God gonna say, and I'm writing it down what God said, and I'm saying, God, they just gonna do what they gonna do, cause, and that's how I be. But people don't understand that even when you're like that, you still get tired.
Hmm.
You get tired. And now I know why the camera blurred because the tears is falling out because I know that people can change.
Hmm.
I know that they can. And I know that it's just a conditioning of their mind.
Yep.
I know that it's the bad experiences that they've had in life with different people and with different situations. I know that it's the trauma of not healing or not really knowing how to heal or understanding what healing is. But in knowing that, I began tired of getting beat up. I began tired. I began tired. I began tired of people beating me up because somebody else did something to you that has nothing to do with me.
Are
I
you
mean,
doing something to yourself?
are you doing something to yourself? Can you imagine? Let me tell you, yesterday before my speaking event, I was in my car and I was like, like I was meditating and I'm trying to, make sure my energy is right before I go up here and I speak in front of these people. And I put on my music and I got my two favorite songs I'm finna play back to back in my car. I'm in the car by myself, so y'all don't judge me. But got my two songs I'm finna play back to back. I put my songs on and I get to singing because y'all know I think I'm Shirley Caesar or somebody. I really think I can really sing. So so I get in my car, I'm trying to listen to my music. I promise you, people are calling me back to back. Like they calling me back to back. Not only is my phone ringing, the text message is going. And I'm saying to myself, I said, God, I said, I know that on my page, and I know I sent this flyer out to people, especially people that I know are going to call me. And if you know me, you know before I get up in front of people, before I get on this podcast, I am fin to meditate. I'm finna pray. I'm gonna play my sound bowls. I'm gonna make sure I come in front of people with the right energy. Right energy. So if you know that about me, why is you calling me? Why is you texting me?
Because they don't care.
It was a distraction.
Very.
So boom, I get to the place where we're gonna have the speaking event, and then come to find out um they moved the room to a different room. So I was a little flustered, not really flustered, but just kind of like, dang, like they weren't gonna even tell us, just thinking of how sometimes I feel like sometimes people are very rude. They don't really understand because it's not their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not their thing.
Hmm.
So they don't understand the work that you've put in it or the work that you've put behind it to make this
Right.
thing happen. You know what I'm saying? They don't it just looks like it was easy. But I quickly got over it. And when we got ready to speak, um I get up there and I speak, and I'm talking about the fathers in my life. And so I'm crying and everybody crying, and but it was a powerful movement. And I know every time, like when something going to be powerful, I know that it's going to be a lot of distractions, a lot of crazy stuff. So we have an amazing powerful movement at this event, right? I mean, it's great. So I leave the event. I get one phone call, I answer the phone call. And the person asking me like what I'm doing, where I'm at, what's going on, such and such and such. And so I'm like, I'm here, I'm gonna do this, and the other. So I get off the phone with them. And then I get another phone call. It's an abrupt phone call. Like, well, da 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 da. Not know how you doing. Not know, hey. It's just immediate. I'm going to I'm barking. I'm upset. I'm embarrassed. So I gotta make you feel bad because you're the person who answered the phone. You know what I'm saying? And so I find that people do that a lot to other people, and sometimes to me. And sometimes I'm like caught in a moment, like, hold on, who you talking to? Other times I might listen for a minute and I ain't gonna tell y'all no story. Sometimes I just hang up. Like, cause who you talking to for real? Now I done went back to the old me. So and then other times it hurts my feelings because wait a minute, you don't even know what I just went through. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what's happening with me mentally. And if you call somebody and you approach somebody and you're instantly barking at them, you don't know if they're in the give up moment in their life, and that one thing that you say to them or you bark at them or that one way you treat them, that they finna go overboard. You have no clue because people no longer care. They only care about what they need at that moment. That's it. That's all. It doesn't matter. And I see this every day with people. I listen to people and I'm very quiet, so I'm very observant of people. I listen to their conversations and the conversations in their conduct, and I'm just listening, not really judging them, but just kind of like, oh, okay, okay. They don't care. People don't care enough. And then you have people who care too much. And I think my biggest issue is all of these people who don't care, and I know this finna get me in trouble. All of these people who don't care, they say, I love God and I believe. I know that's gonna get me in trouble because I don't know, like I don't know anymore, like what God or what higher power, like I don't know anymore what people believe in and how do they think like their attitude reflects that. I'm not even a religious person. Like I'm not gonna say I'm Christian or anything like that. I believe in God. I love God. I know who God is. I've read the Bible, the Torah, the Quran. I read a bunch of different. I read a couple of chapters of the Catholic Bible just to see what was in it because I'm interested to see what people be learning. And all of it to me is instructions on life, great instructions. If you want to be a wife, it's stuff in there about how to be a wife. If you a sister, a mother, whatever, it's great instructions in all of it to live life. So maybe people just don't have time anymore to take out and read, or they don't have time anymore to take out and pray, because I've known people pray or meditate and to get into the center place of who they are and what's the difference between right and wrong, because we all know the difference between right and wrong. Like you learn that as a little child when you had touched that stove for the first time, when your mama told you don't touch that stove because it's hot, and then you touched it and it was hot and you burnt your fingers. Now you want her to run your fingers under that. Well, when I was little they put butter on your fingers. I never understood that, but hey. We can't hear you, Yola, because you muted.
Straight out the refrigerator butter.
Right. So that's when I was little, they put butter on your fingers. But in this life, nobody long they people don't care anymore. They don't think of um people one step, they one step from jumping off a bridge. They are.
Mhm.
We getting ready to go into the holiday season, and it made my heart ache because last holiday it was at least four people that I know that committed suicide. And so we getting ready to go back into the holiday season. And this holiday season, like the other day, I told God, I said, God, I feel like I'm a little traumatized by going into the holiday season because I don't want to lose people.
Mhm.
I don't want to lose them or them to want to give up because nobody cares or nobody is really paying attention, or they're so traumatized by their past they can't allow anybody to come in and show them that somebody does care. They can't believe that somebody would actually care about them because they don't feel worthy at all. They don't feel it. And so I felt a little traumatized. I feel a little traumatized about it, but this is the season we about to go into. So we finna go into the holiday season when people feel the loneliest or they feel like they can't live up to the standard of what this world tell them they have to do. And
Oh,
by
that was a question.
right, go
That
ahead,
was
yo,
a
you go with the
question.
question. As you know, I'm a big crybaby, so
I'm surprised I ain't cried yet. I'm so proud of myself.
look, I said the camera fogged up because I told God, I said, God, I don't be wanting to cry on camera.
Dang, I forgot the question.
Y'all.
Repeat what you just said.
I was saying we're going into the holiday season and we're going into the season where people feel like they have to stand up to the standards of this world.
Boom, that was it. That was
Is
it.
it?
That
Okay,
was it. The standards of the world. Why do we feel like we have to go with the flow or what society or whatever social media, TV tells us?
you know, I don't know the answer to that question because it's all fake. I just
It's
literally said that was funny because I just said like you could be anybody you want to be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. You could be anybody you want to be. You can get up in the morning, you could put on a nice shirt or a nice dress, put some jewelry on that you had for a long time, put your hair up in a ponytail, throw on some lashes, throw on a hat, whatever, throw on some jeans, but you ain't got absolutely nothing. So now people feel like you balling out of control because the way you look for the moment.
I remember it was a post a guy put up there. He was talking to this girl on social media. She had all the different color designer bags and everything. And when he went to her house and looked in her closet, she didn't have now. Oh, okay.
Th-
Oh, okay.
but that's the reality of it. That is the
Please stop
reality.
fronting. How they say front for the gram? Please stop front for the gram. Because a lot of y'all we know in real life. Somebody knows you in real life.
No, hold on. Somebody know you in real life, but they not gonna really say nothing. They just gonna talk about you behind your back instead of coming to you and saying, "Hey, man, you ain't got to do that for the gram. I appreciate
Why
you
are
as
you
a
doing
person."
that for the gram? Like,
Right.
why?
I
Just why?
appreciate you as a person. Like I appreciate just you. You know what I'm saying? Like I just love you. We just my dad, it's so funny. My dad was a he was a little bit disturbed with me. He was a little bit disturbed with me on my son's birthday because he was like nobody called me and remind me that it was his birthday. And he was like, I give good gifts and da da da. He was going on and on and on and on. And so um I had thought about it and I was like, well, it really ain't that big a deal. Like I don't even teach my kids to like expect anything from anybody. Like it's your
Every
birthday.
day is a
You get stuff,
birthday.
right. You
Every
get
day is
stuff
a
all the
birthday.
time. You don't have to get hundreds and hundreds of dollars on your birthday, or you don't have to, like every day is your birthday. Like every day you wake up and you just live. You know what I'm saying? Don't go with the flow of what the world tell you, because then when you don't get that thing, you kind of feel some kind of way. Like, oh, everybody should have did this for my birthday. They should have said that for my birthday. My parents
I
used to
know
do
they
it for
saw
my
my
birthday.
Cash App tag for my birthday.
Right, right, stuff like
Whoop
that. But that's
started
just
doing that. Oh,
right. That's
um,
just the way of the world. We
that's
just
another
are.
thing.
It's just the way, like the world wants you to expect something all the time. But sometimes it's the simplicity of life. It's being able to wake up and say, "Oh, it's my birthday. I turned another year."
That's it.
And guess what? I could do something greater.
That's it.
Nobody has to call me and tell me happy birthday or nothing like that. If you want to celebrate your birthday, invite people to celebrate with you. So
That's it.
I'm like telling my dad, I'm like, listen, it ain't about the money for us. It's about the love. Because money, like we was just talking about, money don't control me. And I make sure to teach my kids that don't allow money to control you. You can have millions and millions of dollars in the bank and still live in a 2 bedroom apartment. You understand what I'm saying? Driving a Malibu. You get what I'm saying? And living with the basic necessities. You can
And
still
that's
do that.
it.
You could still do that. And then every now and again you could take out $1,000 and you could give it to a charity, or you could take $10,000 and send it to something that that's really doing something for people, not the Salvation Army. But my
Right.
bad.
Mm.
My bad,
Ooh.
y'all. My bad. I ain't
Ooh.
gonna say nothing else
He
no more
sure
about
be
that
trying
charity.
to get us cut off, boy.
I
Listen.
ain't gonna say nothing else no more about
And
the
they
charity.
gonna block our ass.
Right. Uh-huh.
If y'all don't see us posting nothing, if it ain't scheduled, it's because they Facebook jailed us.
Right. Oh God. Oh my God. I on my regular page, I only got one more occurrence and they deleted my page. So I be trying to be good. That's why I don't even go live
listen,
on my regular Facebook
listen.
no more, because they want to take me out. They want to take me out. But like
They can't handle the truth.
I don't teach my kids that. I tell them, like once you grow up and you decide like what you want to do with your money, where you want to spend your money, then do it. Like, and I support you in it. But me, I like the basic necessities of life. You know what I'm saying? I like it simple. We got some food, we got cable, we got lights. I
Long as
feel
it's
good.
clean for me.
Right.
Long as
And
it's
clean. It's
clean.
clean. I could get into my little car and I could go wherever I want to go or do whatever I feel like doing. And it's nice. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
If I want to take a trip, let's take a trip. You want to take a trip? Okay, let's take a trip. You don't want to take a trip? Let's not take a trip. You know what I'm saying? Let's just live simple. You start wanting to do all this elaborate stuff, and then when you don't have it, now you feeling down and you feeling sad and you feeling depressed, and nobody called me for my birthday, and nobody did this and nobody did that. Why is that your expectation? Chris, it's the you see the garbage disposal. I'm sorry, I'm getting my kitchen maintenance. But so why people have to go with the program of the world? I don't know. I don't know why they choose to do it. I don't know why they choose to do it because when you go with your own program, you feel less stress. You don't look old because you worried about this and you worried about that. No
Yeah,
big
cause
deal.
some of y'all youngins, boy.
You can't see my face. And I know most of that comes from stress. It
Hmm.
comes from because they stressed out trying to keep up with everybody. I knew somebody who said to me one time, I got to compete with something. They wanted to compete with somebody with something. I think somebody bought their child a car and then they wanted to compete with the car they have. I said, why? Why would you stress your child? Why would you stress yourself out like that? Because you don't know what they money like. Okay.
And let them people front if they want to.
No, say it
Stop
one more
fronting because the next person is fronting. Like, come on now. That is not how we want to go. But no, no,
time. Okay.
no, no.
Okay. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't think that people should go with whatever the world tell you to do. Do the opposite.
Period.
Do the complete opposite. I mean, like do
Please.
the opposite. Don't do if the world tell you to go out and spend out. The world tell you YOLO. You only live once. So people tell YOLO and they say that means spend the check and get it right back. But ain't nobody getting no check back. Ain't nobody getting no check back. You just spend it
Shit,
up
they
and
ain't trying to get the check in the first place. They want
you
somebody to give them a check.
you just spend like literally don't whatever the world tell you to do, whatever society tell you to do the opposite.
Please. And
Do
thank you.
the complete opposite. Like if society tell you that you supposed to bust out your baby daddy windows, don't bust your baby daddy. Don't do it. If society tell you you supposed to have multiple relationships, sleeping with multiple people, think about this. Oh yeah, think about the spiritual part of that. Because every demon, it was so crazy. Because every time I tell somebody this, they be like, "Man, you just ruined my life." But I remember one day I was sitting here and I was praying and I was talking to God, and then I had went from talking to God to talking like just talking to my grandma, just telling my grandma like I miss you and things like that. And so I remembered something my grandma said to me, and my grandma used to say, "When you sleep with one person, you sleep with everybody who they slept with." I was thinking physically. You know what I'm saying? Like this lady tripping and talking about I slept with everybody that they slept with. I'm just sleeping with that one
She ready?
person. How many
She
people?
ready?
How many people?
Hold on. I'm gonna mute.
How many people? Uh, they slept with? I don't know. Like things like that. But it's talking about spiritual. It's talking about spiritual. Like sometimes you will wonder why you are so confused and so wrapped up, or every time you around somebody, you feel some type of way. Like you'll wonder why all of that stuff is happening in your life. It's because all of the multiple people that you slept with. People will tell you, "Oh well, men should have multiple women if they want to. Fine, but can you afford to do that? But then also, are you getting the agreements of the women? Some women feel like women should have multiple men. Okay. Can you do that? And are you getting the the okay from other people, or are you just involving people into your nonsense? Cuz some people don't want that. Some people don't want that. But I'm talking about the spiritual aspect of it. Cuz I don't want nobody demons. Don't bring your demons to me. Keep your demons where your demons at. Literally, keep your demons where your demons are at.
Because we don't want them.
Not at all. Not at all. So I was thinking about that. But people don't like to have those conversations because then they want to go into all kind of other stuff to defend like what they want to do. I'm okay with you doing what you want to do. But make sure that you're honest with the people that you're doing it with. because some people don't want to deal with that. But that goes into stepping into reality and being real about who you are and what it is that you want, and how you want to live your life, where you want to go. That's what it goes with. What is the reality of what you're doing and who you are and all of the above? So, anywho, like I said, we were supposed to go about 10, 15, 20 minutes ago. And I had stayed because Yoli had came back.
I'm here.
I had stayed because Yoli came back.
Well, it was a
But
great, much needed conversation.
so y'all go to my Facebook page, my Demarcia Katrina page. My page is open. I ain't got no secrets, even though people be shadow watching my stuff. That's weird. Just add me as a friend. I like friends. So just add me as a friend. You don't got to shadow watch. My page is open. Nothing is a secret on my page. My page been like that since I had Facebook. If I don't want you to see it, I'm not gonna put it on social media. That's just weird.
Simple.
That's just weird. But go now, click the link for Mother and Son Healing, cultivating the mother and son's healing. Click the link for it. It's free. The only reason why we want you to register is because we want to make sure that we have enough food for people to eat. Um, Pretty soon, Zip My Podcast will be on next month, starting next month. My bad. Starting next month. Where we at? Hold on, y'all. Starting next month, Zip My Podcast will be on Indie 101.5. I'm gonna try to put
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to put the link in this bio, so I will have a segment on Indie 101.5. Um, just doing my thing, being motivational, giving out a positive message, just being who I am. Something else starting next month with me, but I forgot y'all because there'd be a lot of stuff starting. But go follow Yola the brand. She got a business page. You can follow her Yoli regular page as well. She on Instagram. She be posting a lot of stuff about tourists. So if y'all tourists, go follow
And
go
do.
go follow her. Make sure y'all go follow Rain Rockstar. He's one of my podcasters. I manage him. So go follow Rain Rockstar. Follow Lil Rated. Go follow Lil Rated. Um, Follow him on all his platforms as well. Go follow God's Girl dot Love. God's Girl dot Love. That's one of my clients, and she is making her mute for a second, Yoli. Yoli, mute for 1 second. God's Girl dot Love. Go follow her. She's one of my clients, and she is doing an amazing job at she's a client and slash friend too, but she's doing an amazing job at building a platform for women. It's called God's Girl dot Love. It's a powerful movement. Y'all got to go and check it out. It's awesome. She really be posting. She really be posting up. I'm so proud of her. For somebody who said that they just not a social media person, she be booming at social media. Let me see who else can y'all go follow. I don't know. Go follow everybody. Go follow everybody on my page. I don't care. Just tell them Zip told you to follow them. One time for the one time. Just tell them Zip said go follow them. And I don't know. Yoli, you want to say something? We finna get ready to get out of here. Yoli had to mute y'all. She was doing hell this whole time.
Hey, y'all. Y'all know she already said all the pages. YouTube is Jolie the Brand 2020. Uh, if you can go to I am QMS on Instagram, go follow her. She's an amazing motivational artist. Good positive music. Rain the Rockstar. Shout out to Nirvana Spirits. Southern, oh my God, Southern Edge. Caramel Whiskey, if y'all don't know.
Ooh.
Right. You know about that one.
That
Shout
was
out to Chris
that was
Jackson 813. Uh Shout out to T, my good friend. And Zip Bop always listen. If y'all don't know, mindset is a crazy thing. I told her I couldn't afford her. I promise you I did. I turned her all the way down and told her to get the hell on. But I bit down and I really started doing it, and it really helps. It really does help. So if you decide you want to change and don't know where to start, she on here. And I
Go
love
ahead
y'all.
and say it. She on here.
It might
I
not
was
seem like I love y'all because y'all is aggravating. But I do.
I
I love y'all. I love y'all.
was going to tell y'all to follow one more person and I can't even think of who it is right now. Anyway, go follow the YouTube page as well. Oh, follow Takaya Divine. Y'all go follow Takaya Divine, Teas and More. Go follow Takaya Divine.
Follow 101.5.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Legacy
That's what I
J
was gonna
Woo.
say. Yeah, go follow Jay Woo. Y'all look up Jay Woo, Legacy Jay Woo on Instagram. Go follow Jay Woo. He opened
Yeah.
another platform for me.
Who's
I'm
got
excited.
next?
Yep,
Who's
he got
got
a platform
next?
too. Who's got next? He interview artists. So if you're an artist and you want to get an interview, Jay Woo, he got you. You know what I'm
He
saying?
got you.
And he can play your music. So talk to him about how you can get your music played on the radio station. You know what I'm saying? Get out there. Oh, what is it? What is the Ururu in St. Pete radio station? Black Power.
93.3.
No, Black Power.
96.3.
Oh, 90, I thought you said 93. 96.3. Go follow them too. They be having great shows on there, telling you what's going on in the community, especially in Pinellas County, all over the place. Go follow them too. Um, I think that's it, y'all. We done gave a shout out to a lot of people. If we forgot y'all, we sorry. Charge it to our head and not our heart, because it's all about love. So,
Real deal.
uh, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for y'all time. If you stayed up here and watched, or if you watched for any moment or any second, we definitely
Thank you.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
so y'all know I'm gonna chop this thing up. That's why we did it so long, because we want to be able to chop it up and do a whole bunch of replays. So y'all really get the gist of what we seeing. But sometimes you got to do a long recording to do that. So we
We did
love
a
you.
great job.
Yeah, we appreciate
I
y'all.
think this
And
our longest podcast right there. What?
yeah, and it's live. It's live, y'all. It's live.
Real
Oh,
life.
and y'all couldn't even
In
see me
real life. I'm gonna put
in,
that on the shirt. I'm gonna put it on the back of the jacket so y'all can read it for the
what
people in the back.
in real
In
life.
real life.
Whoa. All right, love y'all. We gone.
Big